Does someone want to call it to order? Does someone want to take minutes? Oh, wait, does Paul want to take minutes?
No, I'm not a good minute taker, you don't want me
You
to.
were all writing over
I was
there.
taking
Do you
notes.
want to take it?
Sorry.
That's okay. I'll take the minutes. Although I'm
Thank
calling
you.
it to order. You're welcome. I think we should call it to order because he's actually the selectman right now.
Yeah, so.
Since we have absolutely nothing.
Yeah, anyway,
6:04.
6:04, calling meeting to order.
So yeah, like Leaf said, the purpose of the meeting is just to get everyone together initially. So thank you guys for signing up. We greatly appreciate that. And just kind of getting the dynamics of the meeting going for you guys. Planning, you know, how you guys want to meet moving forward and all that. So I'm here kind of just as support. I'm not going to be on the committee because I've got too many other things conflicting, but I am available at the office as you guys need things. If you need information from me, you know, I'm available. Were you guys able to open up the documents I sent you from that class? Because I thought that was great information.
I thought they were good.
Yeah, that whole class was great, and I saw that, and I made sure I held on to that because I was,
The Excel sheet's amazing.
yeah.
Yep.
So I wanted to make sure you guys got that. But yeah, I'll be available, you know, as you need things. I did start on the town webpage. I did create a landing page for the committee.
Okay.
So that is there. If you guys, you know, as you guys develop, if there's information you want to share with the public, just send it to me. I can post it on there unless one of you guys want to have control of that page and do it yourself.
I already have website privileges.
Yeah, do
If
you want
if
me
you
to?
guys are fine with it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do that. So that is set up and ready to go.
Because I did look very quickly before the meeting, there's other towns that actually has a planning board committee, and they actually put the RSAs about actually what we do, and being able to share that information to the public, easy access for everyone.
So that's why I'm here tonight. So kind of just be here so you guys need anything. I don't know if you guys
Thank
want
you.
to talk about, you're welcome. Do you guys want to talk about the dynamics? Who wants to be chair? Who wants to be secretary?
I'm fine with taking minutes, I guess, right, because you have no desire, and you don't.
Yeah, I don't have computers, so.
So if it's okay, I can do the secretary,
That
unless,
sounds
you
good.
know, others, is this going to be it, or is others coming on board?
So I think the only ones missing tonight are Alice
Yeah.
And Jean.
and Jeannie.
Okay. So, I'm assuming we need to make that decision tonight, who's doing the roles?
You can wait until you have a full board, a full committee, so everyone has a
Yeah,
say.
you don't have to make it the first meeting.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what you guys want, do you want to just get it rolling and be like, hey, this is what we decided, or?
I'd make a motion to have you be secretary. Sabrina Curley,
Sabrina.
planning board.
Okay. And does anybody want to second it? I'll be honest.
I didn't get a motion.
To have Heather be the secretary of the committee.
I'll definitely second that.
Well, you're acting as chair.
So, who would want to be the chair?
Can we vote on secretary?
Yeah, we need to vote on secretary, so you would have to call for a vote.
Oh,
See, that motion's up there, right?
Yeah, the motion's up there, we have to vote on it.
I thought that was the vote. Okay.
No,
All right.
I just need to
us some clarification. So do I understand that the capital improvement group or committee, I guess it is going to be an actual committee of the select board? Is that what I know?
So the capital improvement committee, officially falls underneath the planning board.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of like a,
Part of the planning board.
yeah, because capital improvement is a planning board responsibility.
Mhm.
However, there can be a committee set aside to do that work. So you would fall underneath the planning board.
Would they consider co-chairs? Or does it have to be a single person?
That is a great question. I'm not sure. We could always look to other towns that have capital improvement planning committees and see how they,
Usually the chair will just run the
How they're
meetings and
organized.
do the agenda.
That there's no power that's given
No.
upon chair, we all have equal say and equal opportunity to talk.
You just keep it.
it just makes a point person for,
Yeah.
Or if somebody wants to come and have a meeting with us, or, address something that they have a concern, or department head, they would be that contact person. Granted, they can contact any of us, and we just let the chairperson know.
And is the intent that the capital improvement committee, which is part of the planning board, would have its own meetings separate from the planning board? Is that the
you
vision?
guys would just
Yeah.
kind of run it, and then as you
Okay.
need things from the planning board, you go to them, and,
Okay.
yeah.
I guess I might be willing to step forward and act as chair.
And motion Paul be chair.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of Paul
Aye.
here?
I certainly would, I'd certainly appreciate hearing more about what the select board, others envision us doing
Mhm.
first.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the first step, which you guys are already taking, is forming a committee that can steer, projects in the right direction. I think the second step would be, and I'm kind of going based off of what I got from the classes at NHMA, would be to formulate a policy to follow.
Can you
For
elaborate
a
on
capital improvement plan so that, you can get organized on how you move it forward. The ultimate goal would be so that things like when we need a new grader or, new highway equipment, new police department equipment that are expensive,
It's already in the plan.
right, there's a
the plan.
plan for it, the capital improvement planning committee would track that,
Mhm.
and make sure that things are moving forward in phases and that, during budget season, the department head is asking for the appropriate amount of money to build towards being able to make that purchase.
And what does that process look like now?
So that's why we have this, so we don't really have,
He smiles.
yeah.
Do we know
the
any
most
other
that-
towns that have done a capital improvement plan via committee instead of the planning board?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are there any other towns in New Hampshire that have done the plan via a committee instead of?
Yes, actually, the spreadsheet that I got from that class is based off of what another town uses. I believe Canaan has one. I know they have a capital improvement plan, I believe they have a committee that runs that.
Remember when I did a quick search,
And what is this one? There should be a heading on the spreadsheet somewhere.
I did also
This is,
oh, that's just the, form, so we're looking at the forms that Sarah sent forward.
Mhm.
There's an Excel sheet that I highly recommend that we use, it keeps everything organized. But I know when I did a quick search, you can actually go to NHMA and they talk more about capital improvement plan. NHMA is everything town, you can go to their websites and
Been there.
look in that, and it's very helpful. And then the other towns, I think, You might have saw Henniker, or your bigger towns definitely have capital improvement. I believe you're right with Canaan.
Mhm.
Enfield, I believe, has one. Lebanon, I'm pretty sure has one too. So pretty big, any big town will have capital improvement.
I guess I was asking specifically a town that has built their plan with a committee instead of directly from the planning board, because that's
Yeah.
what we're
Yeah.
trying to do
Uh,
now.
Right, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and I believe Canaan does, and then I think Henniker,
Henniker,
I think Henniker might have been one.
I would assume probably smaller towns would probably be committee.
Okay.
Yeah. I would be happy to call around for you guys if you'd like, to reach out to some of the towns, or you guys are welcome to as well. I always find when I reach out, everyone's always so helpful
Sure.
when I reach out to other
Sure,
towns looking
sure.
for information.
Would you be willing to do that? Because I think that'd be helpful.
Yeah, I can look that up.
And then like contact the people that we can reach out to. So Paul can reach out to, another chair and be like, hey, how do we run these meetings?
Yeah,
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 yeah, that
yeah,
would
I
be
can, yeah, I
that'd
can
be
find out what towns.
I'd say, because if Canaan has one, you could probably go there on their meeting day and see
Mhm.
how
Find
the
out.
how
roads
they
are
do,
right
what they
there.
do.
Maybe if you'd be willing to find out when they meet, and
Yeah.
if they'd allow us to attend, I'd be willing to attend one of theirs.
Okay.
So I asked earlier about the current process and sort of chuckled, I think. What does happen now? So, for the different departments in town, how do they budget, or how does a new police cruiser or a fire truck, or how do those things happen now?
They ask for money every year
For the capital reserve
for
fund.
the capital reserve fund.
Which then goes into articles that we voted on.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and then, and then they can expend from there, if they've got the monies to expend there. Previously, before 2024, it was harder because most of the capital reserves didn't have an agent to expend, so even to expend from there, had to go to voting. Now it's a little easier, the select board are agents to expend on all of those accounts that didn't have an agent. So that makes things a little bit easier to access those funds.
Are you envisioning that our committee is going to each one of the departments, department head or whomever, and soliciting the capital improvement list that they envision, and we start the list that way?
I would probably have the department heads come to you.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
So
we can make them aware
yes, okay.
that this.
If you wanna get
is-
put on the
when you-
list, show
when you
up.
get- Right, when you guys are ready for that phase of it,
Mhm.
we can make the department heads aware,
Okay.
and yeah, they can. I know that one town has a form that the department head would fill out if there is something that they wanted to go onto the capital improvement plan.
Do you think
There's
you
like a
could get us
request form that
copy
they
of-
would fill out and send in, and then the capital improvement committee would then
Yep.
coordinate to reach out to them to probably have them come to a meeting or whatever to decide whether or not that goes on the plan.
Do you think you could find us that form?
I think that was shared with me too.
It was referenced in your resource
Yeah.
materials, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I believe it's
Hmm.
referenced in there, I think I can find it.
And I assume we can get like a list of the department heads and with contact, email or phone number or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I get that one.
Also on the website too.
What's that?
It's also on the website.
Their
Oh, okay,
emails are-
that makes sense.
Their contact numbers are like the highway department number and stuff, but the emails are.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
A lot of them it's easier just to get a hold of by email, like Mitchell. If you call the office, like it's hit or miss whether or not you're gonna get them. Jeff's
Mhm.
rarely inside his office too, so.
And can you tell us about what you envision as the schedule for doing the work?
I would leave that up to you guys to figure how you're gonna do your meetings, when you're gonna do your meetings, and how you're gonna plan this all out. Pretty much the select board will be here to help.
Mhm.
We're just
Just guidance.
guidance.
Yeah.
We set up the meeting and we step away.
Mhm. So we go off and do our work and start putting together a draft plan. I'm imagining that we would come back to the select board with the draft plan and say, this is what we've heard so far.
So it should go to
The planning board,
the
right?
planning
Planning
board
board first.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then the planning board approves it, and then
Okay.
it goes to the
makes
select
sense.
board for final approval.
That makes sense.
And then after the select board approves it, it goes to the budget committee?
For the planning, for the, like, coming up with the capital improvement plan, no, I think that's it, like,
Oh, okay.
once the planning board approves and the select board agree, then I think that's your plan.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, your plan, yeah.
Okay.
So they don't have a timeline?
No.
So we probably create the timeline that we would like to see.
Yeah, and just keep in mind, like, this is very new, so you guys are, like, building the nest,
Mhm.
you know, so it's gonna take time to, like, we're not expecting everything to be together within a month or two. It's
Yeah, if it's like any other capital
hard to
improvement,
say how long it's gonna take to develop this.
or if it's like any other capital improvement plan, you build on it over time.
Yeah, yeah. But if you guys utilize, the educational material and that spreadsheet, the presenter at NHMA did say that utilizing that spreadsheet, the town that did that way, once they got their capital improvement plan up and running, it was really just maintenance. So it wasn't after the initial kickoff, it was just keeping tabs on it, keeping your finger on the pulse, making sure things are moving along the way that they should. It wasn't a huge time-consuming responsibility.
I can see that. What else should we know?
Let me look at her, the resources she sent one more time.
So I'm assuming our board is, for RSAs for meetings, you have to do the 24-hour notice, or is it separate?
I would follow that.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta double check with NHME to find out, where you guys fall, but I would say just, yeah,
Okay.
like, that's the safest bet, is to treat it like a select board or a planning board committee, follow those guidelines. I do also have, from the Right to Know workshop, I also have documentation on how to run a meeting. If you guys want that as well, I can share that with you.
Yep, that would be
It's
good.
one thing with that NHMA is
I'd
that they're
appreciate
just
that.
sharing like
Mhm.
PDFs and
I would appreciate that.
PowerPoint, so.
What's that called? How to run a meeting?
Yeah, it's the Right to Know workshop
Okay.
information, yeah. It goes over how to run a meeting, when, when to post a meeting,
Minutes.
like taking minutes, public meetings versus non-public meetings, that type of stuff. I can't foresee you guys ever doing a non-public meeting, though. I don't know where you guys would be in a situation where you would need to.
God, I hope not.
That would be a
weird situation.
Yeah.
We should probably pick a time and date to meet now.
Yeah.
Any days work better for you guys? Worse? Days you prefer?
Pretty much any day is fine.
guys wanna keep it at the town hall here.
Is it okay for us to meet here? I assume it would be.
Yeah, yep, yeah, you just wanna, when you schedule your meeting, you just gotta coordinate with the calendar to make sure that the town hall isn't already reserved.
And the calendar would be on the website.
That's on the website, yeah, which.
And in terms of getting access to the building, how do we do that?
Yeah, so we'll have a key made for you, cause I don't think any of you that are on the committee have a key,
Okay.
so we'll have a key made for you.
The only thing hesitant unless it's changed, we don't have Wi-Fi here. So if there was
Yeah.
something we specifically wanted to look up, if we, oh geez, I gotta look up NHMA, or hey, I left something here, we don't have the internet access.
Okay,
So when it comes to building a plan, that might be.
we'll put that in the capital improvement plan, Wi-Fi for the.
Cause I did try, but.
What other
Um,
spaces are available?
So, depending on how big the meeting is, you could use the town office. So if you don't find that you're gonna have a lot of, audience, like public audience coming to these meetings, then the town office is good space because you do have Wi-Fi there. Then you just have to coordinate with Bonnie's open office hours. You probably don't want people walking through, you know, it's just distractive.
And that would be like the little table that's, when you walk
That's in
into the right,
that main room, yeah.
that main room.
There is the fire station as well. Again, you'll have Wi-Fi access there if you need that.
And that's pretty much available anytime, other than when there's a fire meeting.
Mhm.
Right.
And Liz is
Fine.
usually in the office.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we're usually in the
Oh,
office.
It kind of feels to me like this might be the best space. when
Well,
you-
except for being able to look things up since we're.
Yeah, so if that's, if we think, or we're not able, do our phones not work here, or something?
no,
No. I got
yeah,
one bar.
and that's iffy.
Mm, mm.
You're really still in the, you know, weather's right.
We'll put
I'm open.
fiber optic for the town hall on the list.
I'm open to any place you guys,
Mhm,
except if we're building, there's no Wi-Fi, so that might
mhm.
impede on some of our meetings if we're combining or writing something up.
There's always down at the rec field on a nice day too. I mean, you don't get Wi-Fi down there, but you get cell service.
Hmm.
Full cell service. So.
And picnic tables
And picnic tables.
Might get cold in
for
winter.
nice thing.
Right.
I guess I might suggest that we meet here. I don't see that we need Wi-Fi. Do you think we need Wi-Fi on a regular basis?
As long as we have Sarah on the call, they'll have all those, like, you know, if we wanted that
Yeah.
document that we give out to the department heads or something.
Yeah. If there's ever anything that comes up that you end up needing afterwards, just
Make sure we get it before the meeting.
and reach out to me. You know, let me know ahead of time so I can get that together for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You guys can always, I mean, if you start here and find that you need to move it somewhere else.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah,
It's
we
not
can
like
move.
it's
That's a
anything set in
easy,
stone.
easy change on that website.
Okay, so we were looking at dates and
Yeah.
days of the week and
So this is pretty open during the week?
I have one bar, let me see what I can get.
I know first Thursdays is LDS.
Fourth Thursday is your planning board.
Even if you wanna meet during the day at the town office, you can shut the door or just leave it open, have your meeting, then serve in the office at the same time if you need something.
Yeah, so like the trustees actually ended up changing their time so that they're meeting when I'm open because there's always things that they need from me, so. I have to finish it yet to bring me.
maybe it does make more sense to me.
Isn't there a
Yeah.
calendar on that wall?
Oh, yeah, there's a calendar on that wall.
Yeah, but does it have the town hall meetings in here, on there?
I think it usually does.
So, I know the planning board is the
Fourth.
Thursday.
fourth Thursday of the month at 7.
Okay. But we don't have to necessarily do evenings.
The rec committee meets here
Mondays,
the
third Monday.
first or third Monday.
Yeah, third Monday,
Third Monday of the month at 6. Or is it 5:30?
6.
Okay. Cemetery.
make sense for us to meet just before the planning board meeting at the same place? So we meet, the committee meets here at 6, and the planning board meeting is at 7, so we could kind of report to the planning board what we've been up to.
That's actually really good.
That's
idea.
very
The
good
fact
idea.
that you guys are
That's
on
why-
the
That's
chair.
why we made you chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that would be the July 25th would be our next meeting,
July 25th.
and that's perfect.
At 6 PM.
Yep.
Here.
Yep.
Brilliant.
So we would have to have an agenda ahead of time, which gets posted to our website, to the town, we need to make it, we need to make sure that the townspeople know, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that something you
agendas-
do, or?
So if Heather is going to do the website, then she can post the agenda on there.
Okay.
Agendas are not required, they are nice to have,
Yep.
but they're not a requirement, so. Especially with like your next meeting, there's not gonna be a whole lot that you have on the
Right,
agenda
there's
yet.
Kind of like one agenda item.
But agendas do
Just
help
an agenda.
steer a meeting, they
Mhm.
do help steer a meeting, so
Sure.
they're not a bad idea.
Mhm.
So,
I can get you one in a minute. I have a format that I use for the cemetery trustees. I can, if I get your email, I can forward it to you.
Perfect.
And then I can change it, so it has, our town seal on it and actually change it around,
Mhm.
so.
That'd be great.
So the 25th works for everybody here?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's already in our calendars.
Yes. Oh, wait, yoga meets.
Oh, yoga
Oh.
meets before,
She should be out.
yeah, they're done for the summer. They will start up again in the winter, but if you have this on the calendar, she'll know. She just won't schedule it for,
She'll pick
Do it
another time.
earlier.
she'll either do it earlier or she'll work around.
yeah, or we can work
Yeah.
on her too.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do yoga
Yoga,
followed by the plan.
maybe yoga between?
Or maybe yoga between.
You that would
You
be
guys
nice.
could do yoga while you're.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Well, we would get people to, come and be like, hey.
Yeah, might entice people. Okay, what else should we know?
No, I have to give Heather access to the website. I'm trying to think of the things that I said I was gonna do. Heather, access to CIP. Okay.
Would you want also access? Because you just have to take training to get on the
Access to the website?
website, yeah.
Well, I mean, so you guys have access to the website, but to edit and things like that, you would have to do training.
I would just mess it up.
Okay.
I am more than happy to share with somebody.
I'd have to find a young person to.
Well, I can be your backup.
Okay, perfect.
So if you can't.
That's what I do in the
just let
office.
me know.
I mean, we do got the other, hopefully the other two are able to make the next meeting.
Yeah. and then you
So,
guys can
and then they can figure it out.
Mhm.
So we do have requirements for posting minutes.
Yep.
But we would have an agenda for our physical meeting, but we aren't required to post the agenda ahead of time.
Yes, you're not required to have an agenda or to post an agenda. Minutes get posted, you have to post it within so many days after them being approved. So draft minutes have to be available, in draft form. They don't have to be posted to the website, but they do have to be available in draft form, within 5 days of the meeting happening.
And when,
Then they
sorry,
go to the next meeting that you have, they get approved at that meeting, and then it's within 3 days of them being approved, they have to be posted to the website and available for the public.
And are you keeping a copy in the office for us
Yes,
as well?
yep, so I keep hard copies of all the minutes, in my office, so that if someone requests a copy of the minutes, they can come to me to get
Mhm.
that.
will we have, since we're meeting here, will we have a box or a place in the town clerk's office? I always get confused, town hall,
Yeah,
town
to
clerk.
store.
Like if you're sharing things with us,
So you want like a store, like a file cabinet or something like that?
I was just thinking,
Mailbox, you're thinking mailbox.
yeah, like,
Oh, like a
like
mailbox.
you had
Oh,
said,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, a mailbox for you to check. Yep, I can make you a mailbox in my office.
And I could help Heather with anything, or be the person that checks the box,
Perfect.
or help you do something.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you'll just have to come in when I'm
Yes.
open to, really check it.
You're,
Yep.
you have pretty regular hours.
Yep.
Except Friday, she closes at 12.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that sometimes. It's like, oh, I guess that's not how she's closed.
No, I'm not.
What else should we know?
Will this group have an email, or the public wants to communicate with us, they would just, how would they do that?
Good question.
How do you want to do that?
How,
Do you guys want a town email? I can find out. I know we had an email package. I think we might have had room. So I believe the package had up to so many emails you can have. So I can find out if we
how do
have
other,
any
other
available.
committees and groups do it now?
Their personal email.
Yeah, it varies from committee to committee. It's not bad to have a committee email.
Right.
Especially if we ever get a 91A request.
Yeah. If you're not going to have a committee email through the town, I would highly suggest creating your own personal email strictly for town business. So, for example, I have the selectmen email, the selectmen at Town of Grafton. However, the select board each have their own email that they've created for town business. That I email with them, but I don't give out. Anybody that wants to contact them contacts me, and then
I was just thinking, some of the documents that you said you'd track down for us, if you were to send them electronically, it might be handy if they go to
The
the
committee
an email for the committee, so
Right.
no one's personal email is
Exactly.
getting it
Exactly.
mixed in.
Yeah, and not only that, as you know, the committee may change, you may get more members joining, some may leave, as you guys develop this and find out, what you
So-
guys are doing, and by having a committee email, that information stays there, you're not losing it,
Right.
so like if
So can
Paul
you-
decides, peace out, I'm done,
Mhm.
and I've been sending all the information to him because
Mhm.
he's the chair,
That's
he's taking
gone.
all that with him.
Right.
If we have, that's not a bad idea, so I can find out.
Yep, if you could find out if we have access to one more email.
Yeah, because I think that'd be a good idea. Because I know there was a push to have all departments have a central email.
Yeah.
Because catastrophe can happen, or
Yes.
a lot of things can happen, life can happen.
And if we do it through the town, then that is also backed up,
That's good.
for them, so.
Would the committee, as we meet, obviously, the public has been informed and is invited to observe. Do we have a public input part at the end like we do in the planning board?
It's up to
It's up to
the
us.
chair,
Okay.
or you guys, if you
Yeah.
wanna do it or not.
Like a public comment section.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would think we always would want to.
It's beneficial.
Yeah.
I know there's been talk about, possibly having policies around public speaking as well. Because it can get out of hand.
Sure.
Not that it will,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
there's
they
always
do.
that possibility that it
Yeah.
can.
They do
Right.
recommend that as well, and the right to know, information I'll send you, I believe, has a section in there that has an example
One
of,
of
what rules to apply to when you're.
Okay.
one of my fellow trustees took the right to know, and he actually brought it up, and he said if, not that we would, but if we, you know, have an open and no policy, but then there's one person that comes in and just, you know, goes off the handle, and we tell them to stop, and then they're like, well, you let Bob Smo over there go off the handle and you didn't stop him, so it helps eliminate that type of conflict if we were to have a policy.
But you're talking townwide, not this committee.
It's per committee,
Per committee,
Oh,
because it's your meeting, so
Okay.
yes.
kind of, you wanna.
That's what he just mentioned. Granted, it's like, it's good to know, we didn't really move anything on that, you know, kind of in the back burner, but it's always that, you know, the dynamics within a small town,
Just in case.
right, just in case.
and, to the, if we get to a point, like, maybe we need to do a lot of data entry into that spreadsheet, and a couple of us get together, not during committee time, to get that done, is that legit, or does it,
Yeah,
all of the work have to happen here?
No, I think as long as it's nothing that as long as you're not making decisions outside the meeting.
Okay.
So
Like
it's just data entry that you guys talked about at the previous meeting, but, yeah.
Okay.
You just can't, in that moment, be like, oh wait, we decided in the last meeting that we're gonna put it on, but let's not.
Or just
You-
maybe prepping something for the
Yeah,
meeting,
yeah.
tweak a form or whatever.
Yep.
And since our meetings are going to piggyback on the planning board, that gives us just that hour, so if we ever needed more time, we would need to do the public notice and all of that, and,
If you had another meeting,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, if you held another meeting outside of what is already scheduled, then yeah.
Would work sessions also be a meeting? If we were just to come here and work on the plan, because granted, a meeting is separate than actually getting together and working on the plan and typing it up.
Good question.
Anytime the majority of the committee are together, if you are doing things like that and that could potentially be making decisions, I would do it in a meeting.
Okay.
I would do it as a meeting.
So you'd open up as a meeting and then break for the work session and then
You
come
could-
back and.
Kind of, yeah,
Okay.
you know, that's, just because even with a work session, you could potentially run into a spot where you wanna make a decision, and then you would be able to because you'd be in a meeting.
Which I'm sure there'll be some nights we'll have a whole bunch of papers laid out everywhere.
Can you tell us if there's a list floating around out there now with some capital improvement ideas, or
No, we don't have a list.
there is?
How about the warrant articles where they say, put $25,000 towards the purchase of the fire truck? If we look at those, we'll have an idea,
What they're
think
gonna
of what,
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you the highway department needs a new roadside mower.
and then, yeah, especially,
They're gonna need to look at that, they've got a lot of equipment that they need, but the roadside mower it's done. So that would be a good item to put on there.
Fire department.
Fire department needs, you know, a new fire truck. It doesn't have to be vehicle either, it could be, you know, anything that maybe that is, anything that's going to be more expensive than what they can do in just their budget, that maybe might take 3 years to plan for.
So that could include building renovations.
Building renovations would be a great example.
Can you think of other categories? So we've got vehicles, buildings,
could you get us a list of the capital
What's it?
reserve
Equipment.
funds that
Equipment.
currently exist?
yeah,
Yep.
right?
I absolutely can.
You should get us a list of
And
those voter-approved reserve funds
yeah,
for each
Okay,
department.
yeah. Oh,
Do you
yep.
want me to, so I can give you the list I get from the trustees that actually shows what is currently in there as well. I get that monthly. It's
Yeah,
called the MS9.
yep, that'd be good. So bridges and roads.
And then I can also get you the DRA
Is that
document.
something
You guys probably
Bridges
should
and
have
roads
the
would be
DRA
different.
document that shows whose agents to expend and how
Yeah.
long, like, do you want that information?
Just to know who to contact and make sure they,
Okay.
I mean, that's not, that's just public knowledge anyway, right?
Yeah.
You're just
Yeah.
getting it for us.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Other categories, vehicles, buildings, equipment. Recreation falls under a different category, probably. Right, there's a rec,
Yeah, yeah,
committee.
yep. If they have
So
any
like the building, the
expensive,
little
like
building there,
like if they wanna do a new playground area
That
or
would be-
something, that would be a good capital improvement.
oh, that would be a capital
Yeah.
improvement.
Yeah.
There's even the group that does the veterans,
The veterans park.
yes, don't they have a capital reserve?
Yeah, yeah, we
Two.
have a capital reserve for the veterans park, yeah.
I would assume that would be also a capital improvement if we were to ever improve that area or do something.
So that falls under this committee, we're saying?
It could,
Good, good.
yeah.
Not that it would, not that we would do
But it
anything, but it could.
I think developing a policy will help define better what should come to you guys.
Okay.
That's what that policy's gonna help do. And I think, and you know, I don't think you guys have to completely reinvent the wheel. I think if you use what was given through the PowerPoint, they have
Yeah.
a really good start and just
Agreed.
kind of manipulated a
Yeah.
bit to
Yep,
Oh, that's
agreed.
do
huge.
this for graphic.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yep, that was helpful.
And we could do that for next time.
Yep.
Kind of come up and put our heads together of what we put together.
And the things we've asked you to share, will you share those electronically or hard copies or both or?
What works better for you guys? I can make hard copies and leave them in the box. I can email them to you, like I did the.
Kind of feels to me like both, if that's possible.
Mhm.
A hard copy and an electronic copy.
So I'll pick up the hard copy and then,
And then at least you guys will also have a. If I
That
send it to you
email.
electronically, you guys have time to review it,
Right.
and then you'll have the hard copy to bring back
yeah,
here.
I don't have a printer, so.
Yep.
Yeah, same here, I can't print it at home, but
Right.
I can at least read it on my
Right.
computer.
And I'll
Yeah.
bring it.
Yep, I need that.
Thank you, Sarah.
Mhm.
Do we want to spread out the tasks for things that we'll need for next time we meet? Because I can, besides checking the inbox, I could help out some other way.
Good idea.
Well, it sounds like we need to come up with a policy, that's the first thing, right, that we should be doing.
I think that's a great idea.
What do you guys think? So a policy,
Yep.
so we can put together, and send out to department heads.
Yep, that could be our first meeting.
Right. So
I've noted that.
I would just suggest that that's one thing that we should do, is review the policy, review the, emails, with the material that we got.
Mhm.
Look at other policies, because I'm sure you can just hop on the computer, or if Sarah's able to find a couple example of policies that we can look at.
Mhm.
Instead of completely reinventing the wheel, we can always borrow. And then make it crafted.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have the ability in here to, let's say we wanted to have a work session and we wanted to kind of like fill out the table. It sounds like we would want to make that, filling out of the table visible, right? We don't have the ability to like project it on the wall so people can see it and comment as we're filling it out, do we? We don't have that.
No,
Projector.
yeah.
Mhm.
Is that something that?
Is that
The
okay?
lighting
Is that okay? So, you know, when we meet it with the planning board, we get hard copy drawings and we put them on the table and then the public can see the drawings.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's a form, an Excel spreadsheet that we're filling out on a little laptop, the
Yeah.
audience can't really see
Yeah.
that. Is that okay?
Yeah, because, they can always request a
Mhm.
copy of it as well.
Yep, and you can read it as it's being filled out.
Yeah, and you can read it.
Your town doesn't have an exact projector?
We don't have a projector now. And also the lighting in here, because we don't have shades, like the lighting in here is too
It's
good.
one switch for all the lights.
It's
on
too
it.
good for a projector,
Yeah.
so it's hard to see, it's hard to make it dark enough to be able to view something on a
Yeah.
projector here.
So if we wanted to do that, we would have to change venue, is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, if you did it that way. Another option is if somebody has a monitor and, like a computer monitor, you can always connect your laptop up to the computer monitor and have the
Yep.
computer monitor like faced out, do that too. It's not gonna be as big as a projector, but at least it's,
We got a bunch of extra monitors at the office now,
we do have some, I don't know if it's gonna have the right connectors, but we can make it work,
yeah.
depending on what laptop you're using.
And we just
I
have
would
to
like to know.
bring it back with us or bring it to the town office since there's no storage here.
Yeah, I was just thinking, where you guys could keep it here, where would you keep it?
I could probably bring in a bigger monitor
Yeah.
If we were doing a presentation.
if we're doing a presentation, right?
Yeah.
Right, I could do that.
Or if we were working on something that we wanted to share.
Mhm, mhm, right.
So the public can be like, oh, what about this? What-"
Yeah.
I also do have a projector if we decide that we need a projector. I'm
It's
sure
not
if
so
it's
bad in the
really-
winter time, because it gets dark enough in here.
Yeah, this time of year it's
And
not
you're
going
not
to
into
darken
it.
up at 6.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think you are.
What else should we know? Is this an appropriate time then for us to ask for comments or opinions from the audience?
Guys' meeting. I think you guys have great questions. I don't have anything more that I can think of to share, so.
Does anybody else want to? Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm new to this. Jen Smith. Would you define capital that you want to improve? It's buildings, it's equipment, it's infrastructure. Do you have a budget if you want to improve something that doesn't fall within the category of one of the town departments?
That's a great question. That's probably a better question for you.
You wouldn't have your own budget.
Right.
You just work with the town, each department's.
Yeah.
Right, so the way I envision it, the way I think I interpret it is that our committee will help put together a plan that will say, these are the capital improvements that we think the town should, invest in this timeline. We're not the ones that are funding it, we're presenting it to the select board, I'm assuming.
Helping,
Yeah.
And then they're the ones who are gonna, or maybe it goes to as a warrant article again. I guess I don't know how that.
Well, the
that-
plan would, from my understanding, the plan would go to the planning board.
First, right?
They would review it and be like, oh yeah, this is an excellent idea.
Yep.
And then they would forward it to the select board.
Yep.
The select board would be like, oh, this is awesome, you guys did great, or let's tweak this, send
Yep.
it back and forth. And then once it's approved by the planning board and the select board, then that's what we move forward. We would share with all the department heads who actually has the budget. And they'll be like, oh, okay, so, I'll click on the fire department. And 10 years, we're gonna get a new engine. So we need to do X amount of money to fill in and be able to get that. So there's a goal in sight versus, another department's just saying, hey, you know what, I just want a new building because I just want a new building. And we can be like, we'll back, we gotta stick to this plan. So it's kind of getting a uniform goal for the whole town.
so we're not stuck with 30, 40-year-old equipment. And then get stuck with a $200,000 to $500,000 bill.
Trying to rush and try
In
to
an
find-
emergency because the truck broke down.
If
during
something
winter.
broke down.
Yeah.
So which department would cover, say, Wi-Fi or a monitor or a projector that the town would use for various meetings?
I feel like that's buildings.
And be a
That
select
would
board.
probably fall under buildings.
Yeah.
I have a point too that I'd like to make, and that is, I feel that there needs to be some collaboration with the budget committee.
Can you elaborate on what you're envisioning there?
Well, what I'm thinking is that since we, work on the budgets with the individual departments, that we should also have knowledge of where you're headed, what resolutions you've made regarding your capital
Are
improvement.
you part of the budget committee now, is that?
Mhm.
Can you, that's a good point, and can you tell us how you would envision